Okay, we tape podcast. All right, podcast time. The Afterwards podcast. And I believe we're taping this Afterwards podcast, so it'll be on the YouTube channel, the John J. Rich YouTube channel. I was looking at some of the stuff Nick submitted, and he's got so many interesting things to get to. Nick, do you have time to come in, or are you doing a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that you can't come on the behind-the-scenes podcast? Nikki, can we start calling you Nikki?
Nikki's here.
Darling Nikki.
I call Nick Nikki every day.
What made you go Nick N-I-C instead of Nick N-I-C-K?
It's the French spelling.
What are you, French?
His name's
classy.
spelt weird. He
The
doesn't
name
smell
is
it
Nick.
like
Nick Johnson.
Classy.
Nicolas.
No, it was really fun in elementary school because my mom spells it Nicolas instead of Nicholas because my last name is Johnson and she wanted to be a little more unique. And ever since I was little, it was just N-I-C. And it was confusing.
K-Y. Okay, so Nick says, what did you spend way too much time on? Only to question if it was worth it. What happened? And I find this very funny, by the way, because, I think we can help you out, but it's too late.
Yeah, it's probably too late now. And as it was happening, I was like, I really should have talked to John, Jay, and Rich both about this before I committed. So one of my favorite bands of all time is Jimmy Eat World. And you're like, yeah, they were really good 25 years ago. And you're correct. But they're doing a...
Jimmy, where they do Meet in the Middle?
the middle. Yeah.
That's the song, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Very famous record because they had to change the name of it and everything. Anyway, so they're doing a 20th anniversary show of one of my favorite albums of all time, Futures, right? And it's only here that they're doing this show.
Do you know why?
And it's at the Van Buren because they're from here.
They're from here, right?
Yeah,
I think
they're
their
from
album logo
Mesa.
is the state.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, they're from Tempe, and I've missed them. Like weird circumstances have happened that I've missed them performing here specifically. Every time they've played over the last 10 years, right? The last time I saw them was the 10-year anniversary of this album. So they announced this one night only show, right? They're not doing a tour. They're just doing this one night. And I was like, oh my God, I have to be there. I was at the original tour. I was at the 10-year tour. And this is just such an exclusive event. It's only like 1,800 people at this venue. And so it got time for pre-sale. And I was so excited. I was like, let's go. Here we go. I already had my code ready to, and I thought it was just going to be this quick thing. And then it wasn't. 10 o'clock hits. I'm like, here we go. Log into a certain website that maybe you're all familiar with, but I'm not going to say it out loud because they provide a lot of stuff for us. And the site crashes.
No.
And I was like, for Jimmy Eat World? Like, respectfully, for Jimmy Eat World?
That's pretty impressive.
Like,
There's a lot of Nicks out there.
I love them, but apparently there's a lot of people just like me, I guess.
And you know
And
what, wait, as you tell your story, let's pick up calls.
Okay.
Hello, John, Jane, Rich. Good morning.
Hi, good
Hello.
morning. I was just calling. It's not what my. It's not. Hello.
Yeah. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah. No, it's not what my. It's not what my spouse says, but it was what her daughter says all the time.
What is
I
it?
think my husband counted it, and one minute she says genuinely.
I say genuinely too.
Peyton does that.
My boyfriend actually says it back to me too.
And
I
literally.
think that's his, and literally, and like, and all the Gen
She'll
Z
say,
things.
like genuinely. She was like, "No, I genuinely enjoy fishing with Dad."
Yes.
That's
I'm with your
good.
daughter. Yeah.
Hey, thank you for calling in. Thanks for listening.
Yeah. And I just want to say congratulations to her. She's a junior, and she's awesome.
All right.
Genuinely
happy for
awesome.
her.
Genuinely,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, Nick. So
Back to our story.
middle
wait,
of
wait, wait,
progress.
wait.
Okay,
Because
Jimmy Eat World.
I also had a couple annoying things about people in this room.
Did you really?
That
Hold
was
on,
good.
sad this person first. Hi, good
God.
morning, John, Jane, Rich.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, I've been listening to the show for a while, and
That was so stupid. Yeah.
I'm just curious. Have any of you guys watched Cobra Kai on Netflix?
We need to block this phone number from the lines. Gary.
I hear the regional.
Is there a camera on him? Jen, is there a camera on Grant? No. Oh, we don't have a camera back there?
There is one. It's just not turned on.
Oh, what a bummer. What a great missed opportunity for our video podcast.
Way to go, Jenna.
Oh, you're funny,
Our video
Grant.
department's slipping. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
Like Grant
All right,
could
okay.
just lean over and
I
turn
know.
the camera on.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's
Right
right.
there is not
Okay, Nick, Jimmy Eat World.
So let's get
No,
back
no,
to
no, but you had annoying things
yeah,
on
I
the show
did.
today.
So I was getting ready to call in before we were wrapping up, but apparently people are still calling for it. So Jenna, if you ever have like an extended conversation with her, you're gonna hear the word respectfully.
Definitely. Yeah.
Respectfully, Jimmy Eat World isn't that great. And then
I don't
other,
think she needs to say respectfully.
Then the other one is Peyton, and when she's telling a story and she gets like a little jacked up and she wants to get it all out, she goes da 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 da. Like,
Oh yeah.
oh my God, he was on Love
Peyton does
Island
do
and
that.
he had all these friends and he had all these girlfriends and they da 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 da, and then this da 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 happened.
Did you say it like that?
Yeah,
Da-da-da-da-da?
Just like that.
But I don't feel like I say that on the air very often. I feel like that's just me and you.
No, you definitely do.
Let me press the clips back. 'cause
Anyway.
I don't believe that.
So Jimmy Eat World, right? So I'm so excited, and the site crashes, and instantly I'm full of depression. Like
No, yeah.
I was just like, I couldn't. Peyton and Jenna
I was
both in the
in
room,
there, yeah.
and I couldn't like speak to anybody because I was just like, this is such a bummer. I had set this up in my brain that I was going to go to this show and it's going to be so special, and it all comes crashing down. Right,
When is the show?
October 17th.
Gosh. All right, go ahead.
And so I'm like still like on the site. I frequent Reddit, but I haven't ever like signed up. I've never left a comment on anything. I was so depressed that I got on Reddit. I signed up for an account and I was like, is anybody else having problems with the pre-sale?
Yeah.
Can anybody get
You're
tickets
that guy.
for me? I can't get through. And I'm like, this is not Taylor Swift. What is happening? And then my wife texts me and she's like, did you get tickets? And I was like, no. And I'm very, very sad. So then I hit refresh. Boom! I'm in the queue. And I'm like, here we go. I get my 2 seats. And then I realize, I think John Jay knows. Does anybody else know how much these seats were a piece?
No.
No.
Any guess for
400.
Jimmy World?
No, for
Jimmy
Jimmy Eat
Eat
World.
World.
$40.
$80 for both.
Okay, let's go with 100 each.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And
not
I've
bad.
at this point I've already committed. And so I'm like, well, I'm buying the tickets now. And like as soon as I hit purchase, I was like, God, that was 40 minutes of stress. And then on top of that, $200+ Was that worth it?
You know, Nick, I think
can't-
it was worth it for you because you were right. We were all back there in the producer's room. Jenna, Grant, and
Just
I
bothering
are
me.
having a talk about conspiracy theories and serial killers, and you usually chime in every now and then, and you were silent. And next thing you know, all we do is, I got him! So I think it was worth it for you.
It's so funny because, like you said, it's not Taylor Swift.
Right.
It's Jimmy Eat World at the Van Buren, which holds 300 people.
And those
Like,
seats are really not
like,
really that great.
I feel like we could have called. Like I've met the owner of the Van Buren before. I feel like we could have. I bet we could have gone on the air and say, "Is somebody from the band Jimmy Eat World listening? Could you get Nick some tickets?" And like we probably would have had them call.
It's probably already sold out, though. Did
Probably.
It, sell out
It
real
is sold
quickly?
out.
Wait, hold on a second. Good morning, John J. Rich. Hello.
John J.
Hello.
Hi, do you guys? Hello, do you guys have someone to play the game?
Oh, do we have someone to play the game yet? Do we have someone to play the? Oh, I don't know. What's your name?
But
What's
we
your
haven't
name?
had a solicit yet either.
It's Cassie.
Oh, we haven't asked you to call yet. You got to keep listening.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
listening.
Thank
We
you.
hope you crush
Okay,
it, though.
Bye. Hello. Good morning. Oh, hello. Sorry, Nick. Okay, Jimmy Eat World.
Yeah, you should go.
So you had instant regret. You buy these tickets, $200. You're like, was it really worth it? Do I really want to
Well,
go?
and then that's when it occurred to me that I've had a conversation with Rich about Jimmy Eat World before, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I know this guy and this guy."
Oh,
and this
do you?
guy. And
You
I'm
know
like,
the guys? You know Jimmy?
Yeah, I mean, we could have just made a phone call.
Rich knows Jimmy. Didn't we think about that?
I mean, you're more than welcome to just go ahead and make the phone call. Anyway.
Richie knows.
Right, maybe
That's
you
the
can
name,
make
that
it
should be
on
the
the
name of your
rail.
band.
Rich
Rich knows
knows
Jimmy Eat
World.
World.
Anyway, I don't now. I feel better about it now that there's been a couple days. Like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
this is what I want to do.
Okay.
And
You
I
don't-
listen
you
to
don't
Hold on, I have an
spend
idea.
money on stuff.
Jenna, is the camera on me? Okay, so hopefully somebody, if you're in the band Jimmy Eat World, could you help Nick out? Because he got the tickets. He's a big fan, but maybe he can meet you. Maybe he can go backstage. Jimmy,
Maybe you could go on
Jimmy,
stage.
show me a GM.
Goes
Jimmy,
by Jim now.
Jimmy, he's all grown up. Jim Eat World.
His name is Jim Atkins. But I saw they were in studio with a girl that we met at Morning Show Boot Camp, and I was like, "Oh my God, I'll see you there!"
Oh gosh, that is so cringe.
And then I was like, "Oh,
I hope you
why am I
unsent
the way
that
I
message.
am?
You unsent that message.
No,
Please tell
I
me
did
you
not.
did.
No.
Oh dear God.
Obviously not, because I am this way.
Oh,
No control.
all right. Well, I mean, I would think that they could come in too. I would think to promote. Well, it's
Would
sold
you
Yeah,
out.
who's ever gonna go
out?
see him?
Is it sold out?
I'm
Yeah,
sure it
yeah,
is.
yeah. The show is sold out, so they can come in and continue to sell more tickets.
Would you fangirl if you met Jim?
No, I would. I would probably cry. Like that's how bad this.
What?
That's how bad this is.
So it
I
was
bought a
worth
Jimmy
it,
World
Nikki.
Futures bundle pack 2 days before they announced the show because I was like, oh, it's my favorite record of all time. And then they announced the show, and I'm like, oh my god, I've just spent way too much money on a band that's
Mid.
not the most relevant.
Hey, so this is our behind the scenes podcast. So there's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes that you don't really hear on the radio. For example, like how much time do we have? When are we back live?
2 minutes.
For real? Mm-hmm. Oh, I want to
Nick,
get into
you're
something
hosting
else.
this game, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, good.
But we're not doing the game, Max.
No,
We're
we
not?
got a thing. We got to do something.
Okay.
There's not something in there.
I always
didn't
get mine
plan
and
that.
Nick's games messed
Okay.
up.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did. We planned it. I just
Yeah,
didn't
we
know. If
did.
it was, okay.
Anyways.
All right. Well, then we'll take
Let's go a different
that'll be the
direction.
short version of our podcast. Oh, it's 11 minutes long. That's our afterwards podcast. Thanks for listening, and watch the video on YouTube, John J. Rich channel.